So as we wait just another minute, just to give you a sense, if you haven't been to this over the past few years, this is a service we created since COVID, right?
Yeah.
And it's been really special for us to put together and create and fine tune every year. It's a combination of music and some more kind of chanting kind of music and contemplative readings, some guided visualization, and even some quiet. And so it's a nice change of pace for our high holiday experience. The songs will be familiar. Some are nigunim, so they'll be very easy to sing along with as well. And the guided visualization today is going to be around the story of Jonah, using the themes of Jonah as prompts for our own thoughts in the new year. So I think we can get started. We have each come together to pray as a community, yet each of us is strangely solitary in your presence. Each of us comes before you with special hopes and dreams. Each of us has personal worries and concerns. Each of us has a prayer no one else can utter. Each of us brings praise no one else can offer. Each of us feels a joy no one else can share. Each of us has regrets which others cannot know. And so we pray. If we are weary, give us strength. If we are discouraged, give us hope. Unto you, Adonai, I call, and unto you I make supplication. Hear, Eternal One, and be gracious to me. Adonai, be my helper.
The soul that you have given me, God, is pure. Open my heart to its blessing. The soul that you have given me, God, is pure. Open my heart to its blessings. The soul that you have given me, God, is pure. Open my heart to its blessings. The soul that you have given me, God, is pure. Open my heart to its blessings. The soul that you have given me, God, is pure. Open my heart to its blessings. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorai. Elohai neshama shenatata bi tehorai. Elohai neshama shenatata bi
The High Holy Days invite us to work on balancing our character traits ever more mindfully than we do the rest of the year. The Cheshbon HaNefesh, the accounting of our souls, which we undertake, motivates us towards accountability and honesty about who we are and who we want to be. According to Musar, the Jewish tradition which encourages us to live a meaningful and ethical life, we're constantly working towards our own personal balance of different qualities and personality characteristics. Chesed, love and kindness, and gevurah, strength and willfulness, often seem to wrestle within us. The following reading addresses this by using the analogy of two angels just behind us as we travel home. So two angels follow me home. Chesed and gevurah, kindness and judgment, love and discipline, may both dwell within me. Gentleness and generosity that expand my soul, firmness and self-restraint, the strength to say no. On this day of shalom, may I be shalem, well-balanced and whole.
And as we continue on this idea of balance, Ozi v'zimrat yah, a chant that was created by Shefa Gold, also has some movements to it. Some of you may be familiar. We balance all kinds of things. We balance as we're kindness and judgment, love and discipline. And in this chant, we are balancing Ozi, my will. My will. And I always say it's like the kind of will that you encounter with a 2-year-old. My will. I want this. I want this to happen this way. I want the universe to be such and such. My will. And then v'zimrat yah, balanced though, with the song of however you want to think about God, universe, creator, because there are forces out there that are intermingling, shall we say, with my will. So my will balanced with the song of the universe, Vayehi li lishua, leads to my salvation. I'm not a great fan of the word salvation, but I understand it to mean actually it's my release. When I'm in balance, when I'm not fighting, when I'm not tipping over too far with my will, which lands me in a ditch, or when I'm just like, okay, bring it on, whatever universe you say will happen, and I'm just passively, going along with it. When I'm able to balance my will with the energies of the universe, I find my way. Maybe it's peace, maybe it's balance, it might be some other combination for you. So you guys can follow. I'll teach you the chant, and then we can do some movements to go with it. And it goes like this. Ozi,
Ozi,
v'zimrat yah,
v'zimrat yah,
vayehi li,
vayehi li,
lishua,
lishua,
Ozi,
Ozi,
v'zimrat yah,
v'zimrat yah,
vayehi li,
vayehi li,
lishua.
lishua.
Okay, either you guys have heard this before, or you were like super fast studies. So I'm going to go right in also with the hand motions that go with it. And we're going to go full blown, if I can ask everybody to rise. And here's how it goes. Ozi, v'zimrat yah, Vayihili Lishua Ozi, my will, Vizimradia, balanced with the universe. Vayihili Lishua, I can release. Ozi, Vizimradia, Vayihili Lishua, Ozi, Bizimradia, Vayihili Lishua. And I'm going to invite you, if you're comfortable, to go further and settle in deeper by closing your eyes. But if you feel like that's not a good idea right now, that's okay. But I invite you to do that if you can. And from the top. Ozi Bezimradia Vayihili Lishua 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 Ozi Bezimradia Vayihili Lishua. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Let's do some breathing. In for 4 and out for 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. God, which with each breath that I slowly inhale. I let your strength devour my weariness. Your power lifts my spirits. Your peace floods my mind. With each breath that I slowly exhale, I release all stress of this year's challenges, all negative thoughts and attitudes, all anxiety and fear. In this moment of oneness with you, God, I gather in energy, faith, and serenity. In this moment of stillness, I am bathed in your loving presence.
Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and you will know that you are one. Open up our eyes, teach us how to live, fill our hearts with joy and all the love you have to give. Gather us in peace as you lead us to your name, and we will know that you are one, and we will know that you are one.
So let's get very comfy in our seats. And plant your feet on the floor if they're not already. Place your hands maybe open on your lap if that's comfortable for you, because we're going to do a guided visualization now. And let's go back to those nice regular breaths with the relaxation breathing. And this is going to be a visualization based on the story of Jonah, which hopefully is familiar, but we'll hit the major plot points along the way as well. You are in a quiet, calm place, surrounded by peacefulness. Breathing in and breathing out into your consciousness. You start to hear a voice calling out to you. The voice becomes clearer and clearer, yet only you can hear it. It is calling you on a quest which only you can perform. Just like Jonah was called by God to go to Nineveh, and to deliver a message from Adonai. What do you imagine your quest would be? Would you be excited to embark on your quest? Would you perhaps be nervous about the responsibility being entrusted unto you? Once this quest has been turned over onto you, you have two choices: to go forth and pursue it, or to run away from this voice and to try to hide from it. How do you truly feel when large challenges come your way? And it is something which only you must do. Jonah flees from his mission all the way to the city of Jaffa, where he boards a boat that is bound for Tarshish.
Let's imagine that you try to hide from the invitation to go on the quest as well. You escape to a faraway city and hop onto a ship which is continuing to sail away even further. Yet soon the boat encounters unusually stormy seas. The sailors are all surprised and getting seasick. With no end in sight, they draw lots to try to determine who is to blame for their bad fortune. Lo and behold, they realize it is you. You haven't actually been able to run from your past. Something between you and your God is causing this dangerous storm. I guess you couldn't really escape your unique responsibilities. Your past responsibilities, and perhaps even mistakes, are now wreaking havoc in your current situation. And it is time to take responsibility whether you like it or not. The same thing happened to Jonah. So, the shipmates throw you overboard, and the seas immediately calm. You find yourself floating restfully and with gratitude. You are safe. You are calm. And you are held up lovingly by the water for a little while. You look up as the sun is revealed from behind the dark clouds, and it warms your wet skin. You take deep breaths and enjoy this peaceful moment.
Yet soon, a pleasant darkness envelops you. You look around, bewildered, only to realize that you've just been swallowed by a large fish. And you are now stuck in this fish, just as we all get stuck in all kinds of situations in our lives. Stuck in old patterns, stuck in relationships which have run their course or are no longer helpful or healthy for us, stuck in inertia, stuck in a giant fish. You remain in the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. While there, you attempt to repair your relationship with God. You pray to God in your lowered state, confessing to your sense of affliction. God hears you then, and then commands the fish to allow you to leave.
Though you have more deeds to come, you have already gone through transformative experiences and will never forget the feeling of embarking on a quest, of realizing the cause of the storm was you, of floating on the beautiful sea, and of waiting in the belly of a fish. You feel closer to your own soul and to the divine than ever before, and you know that your journey has many more steps to go. As for Jonah, God then once again commands him to travel to Nineveh and prophesy to its inhabitants. This time, he reluctantly goes into the city crying, "In 40 days Nineveh shall be overthrown." After Jonah has walked across Nineveh, the people begin to believe his word and proclaim a fast. The king then puts on sackcloth and sits in ashes, making a proclamation which decrees fasting, the wearing of sackcloth, prayer, and repentance. God sees their repentant hearts and spares the city at that time. The entire city is humbled and broken with the people, and even the animals in sackcloth and ashes.
Jonah's journey has led an entire city, surviving a great disaster. What greatness might your own pathways lead to in the coming year? What consequences might your choices have? How do you intend to guide your own steps along the road of life? We take another deep breath in and out. With all of these thoughts in our minds, all of these ponderings of where our paths may take us, we slowly come back to this space. You can start to stretch. When you're ready, you can open up your eyes. Oh, guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now, so rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. Rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me find my way. I need your shelter now, so rock me in your arms and guide my steps and help me make this day a song of praise to you. So rock me in your arms and guide my steps. We are loved. We are loved by an unending love. We are embraced by arms that find us, even when we are hidden from ourselves. We are touched by fingers that soothe us, even when we are too proud for soothing. We are counseled by voices that guide us, even when we are too embittered to hear. We are loved by an unending love. We are supported by hands that uplift us, even in the midst of a fall. We are urged on by eyes that meet us, even when we are too weak for meeting. We are loved by an unending love, embraced, touched, soothed, and counseled. Ours are the arms, the fingers, the voices. Ours are the hands, the eyes, the smiles. We are loved by an unending love. We're so grateful that you joined us for this part of our afternoon. Between now and when Yizkor starts, there are wonderful readings in the the Machzor, that are supplemental readings. If you are looking for more inspiration, you are welcome to take a look. And we are going to try to get as close to 4:45 as possible, since that's when we advertised that we were going to start Yizkor, and we'll do our best. So feel free to get comfortable, find some readings, have quiet conversations, and we'll continue them in a little bit. Thank you, everyone. Friends, we're going to be starting in a moment. Just a reminder, if you didn't pick up a book of remembrance, they are outside in the front. You don't need them for the service, but in case you have names in it and it would be significant to you or meaningful, you can pick one up. Otherwise, you can always take one on your way out later.
I'm afraid not to make sound. You got this.
Say for certain, maybe you're still here. I feel you all around me, your memory so clear. Up above, fly me up to where you are beyond the distant star. I wish upon tonight to see you smile, if only for a while to know you're there. A breath away is not far to where you are you gently sleeping inside my dream? And isn't faith believing all power can't be seen? As my heart holds you just one beat away, I cherish all you gave me every day, 'cause you're mine forever. Won't you be from up above? And I believe that angels breathe, and that love will live on and never leave. Fly me up to where you are beyond the distant star. I wish upon tonight to see you smile, if only for a while to know you're there. A breath away, not far, to where you are. I know you're there. A breath away is not far, to where you
We open our Machzorim to page 548. At birth, a miracle. You light the spark in every human soul. Emerging into light, we breathe it in, the neshama, your sacred gift of life. and every day, every breath comes to us as a miracle. The light within us, unique and precious, is with us always while we live. When breath has ceased and life has gone, the neshama returns to you. And the spark that lived inside the ones we love, unique and precious, beautiful and good, is theirs no more. Their light is ours. Their radiance now burns in us, eternal flame of memory. So we light candles to keep our love alive, to bring their light into the world, a light unique and precious, ours to treasure while we live, a ner tamid that lights our days and gives strength to journey through the nights. Page 553. The death of a parent. Move to the front of the line, a voice says, and suddenly there is nobody left standing between you and the world to take the first blows on their shoulders. This is the place in books where part 1 ends and part 2 begins, and there is no part 3. The slate is wiped, not clean, but like a canvas painted over in white, so that a whole new landscape must be started, bits of the old still showing underneath. Those colors sadness lends to a certain hour of evening. Now the line of light at the horizon is the hinge between earth and heaven, only visible a few moments as the sun drops its rusted padlock into place. Page 560. I sat down in the middle of the garden and leaned my back against a warm yellow pumpkin. The earth was warm under me, and warm as I crumbled it through my fingers. I kept as still as I could. Nothing happened. I did not expect anything to happen. I was something that lay under the sun and felt it, like the pumpkins, and I did not want to be anything more. I was entirely happy. Perhaps we feel like that when we die and become a part of something entire, whether it is sun and air or goodness and knowledge. At any rate, that is happiness, to be dissolved into something complete and great. And when it comes to one, it comes as naturally as sleep. And on 561, the echo of your promise. When I cry, my voice trembles with fear. When I call out, it cracks with anger. How can I greet the dawn with song when darkness eclipses the rising sun? To whom shall I turn when the clouds of the present eclipse the rays of tomorrow? Turn me around to yesterday that I may be consoled by its memories. Were not the seas split asunder? Did we not once walk together through the waters to the dry side? Did we not bless the bread that came forth from the heavens? Did your voice not reach my ears and direct my wanderings? The waters, the lightning, the thunder remind me of yesterday's triumphs. Let the past offer proof of tomorrow. Let it be my comforter and guarantor. I have been here before, known the fright and found your companionship. I enter the sanctuary again to await the echo of your promise.
וישמח ליבי, ויגע כבודי, אף בשרי ישכון לבטח, כי לא תעזור נפשי לשוב, לא תיתן חסידך לראות השחת, תודיעני אור החיים, אור החיים. סביבה שמחות את פניך, נעימות בימינך נצח, שביתי אדוני לנגדי תמיד, כי מימיני בא
We continue on page 564 with the Marge Piercy poem, A Candle in a Glass. When you died, it was time to light the first candle of the 8. The dark tidal shifts of the Jewish calendar of waters and the moon that grows like a belly and starves like a rabbit in winter have carried that holiday forward and back since then. I light only your candle at sunset as the red wax of the sun melts into the rumpled waters of the bay. The ancient words pass like cold water out of stone over my tongue as I say Kaddish. When I am silent and the twilight drifts in on skeins of unraveling woolly snow, blowing over the hill dark with pitch pines, I have a moment of missing that pierces my brain like sugar, stabbing a cavity till the nerve lights its burning wire. Grandmother Hannah comes to me at Pesach, and when I am lighting the Sabbath candles, the sweet wine in the cup has her breath. The challah is braided like her long, long hair. She smiles vaguely, nods, is gone like a savor passing. You come oftener when I am putting up pears or tomatoes, baking apple cake. You are in my throat laughing or in my eyes. When someone dies, it is the unspoken words that spoil in the mind and ferment to wine and to vinegar. I obey you still, going out in the saw-toothed wind to feed the birds you protected. When I lie in the arms of my love, I know how you climbed like a pea vine twining, lush, grasping for the sun, toward love, and always you were pinched back, denied. It's a little low light the Yortzeit candle makes. You couldn't read by it or even warm your hands. So the dead are with us only as the scent of fresh coffee, of cinnamon, of pansies excites the nose and then fades. With us as the small candle burns in its glass. We lose. And we go on losing as long as we live. A little winter, no spring can melt. Page 567. Yesh kochavim, she'oram magia arza rak ka'asher hem atzmam avdu ve'enam. יש אנשים שזיו זכרם מאיר כאשר הם עצמם אינם עוד בתוכנו. אורות אלה המבהיקים בחשכת הליל, הם שמראים לאדם את הדרך. There are stars up above, so far away. We only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We continue silently through page 576.
When I think back on these times and the dreams we left behind, I'll be glad 'cause I was blessed to get to have you in my life. When I look back on these days, I look and see your face. You were right there for me. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and everywhere I am, there you'll be. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. Well, you showed me how it feels to feel the sky within my reach, and I always will remember all the strength you gave to me. Your love made me make it through. I owe so much to you. You were right there for me. In my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you for all my life. I'll keep a part of you with me, and
and everywhere I am, there you'll be.
'Cause I always saw you in my light, my strength.
And I want to thank you now for all the ways you were right there for me.
Right there for me.
You were right there for me. For always in my dreams I'll always see you soar above the sky. In my heart there'll always be a place for you. For all my life I'll keep a part of you with me. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. And everywhere I am, there you'll be. There you'll be.
Page 577. What happens after death? I find it hard to believe that all we are simply vanishes. I don't think we go to a physical place. After all, the essence, the soul, is not physical. As the Israeli scholar Adin Steinsaltz once remarked, to ask where the soul goes is a nonsense question. The soul is not physical. Where does a dream go once it has been dreamt? Where does love go when it disappears? We cannot conceive of what life might be like if it is not material like this life. In this life, we are tied to the tangible, except our deepest experiences tend to be things that are not really physical, like love, like memory. We cannot imagine what happens after death. But the poverty of our imagination does not prove that the world is not more creative than we know. It is lovely to think that the loss of this world is a ticket price to the inheritance of the next. Maybe we step through this world as if through a corridor. A beautiful comment by Bronson Alcott, friend of Emerson and father of Louisa May Alcott, ties together the themes of failing memory and the world to come. As he grew older, Emerson started to lose his memory. He tried to get around it, once forgetting the term umbrella. He called it the thing that strangers take away, but it troubled him. He was consoled by Alcott, who made reference to the Platonic legend that human beings know all about this world, but lose that knowledge the moment we are born. Likewise, he said that as we get older, we start to lose knowledge of this world in the form of failing memory to prepare us for the next one. Each time we cannot remember something about this world, it is not a failing, but a letting go. Page 580. The 5 stages of grief. The night I lost you, someone pointed me towards the 5 stages of grief. Go that way, they said. It's easy, like learning to climb stairs after the amputation. And so I climbed. Denial was first. I sat down at breakfast, carefully setting the table for 2. I passed you the toast. You sat there. I passed you the paper. You hid behind it. Anger seemed more familiar. I burned the toast, snatched the paper, and read the headlines myself. But they mentioned your departure. And so I moved on to bargaining. What could I exchange for you? The silence after storms, my typing fingers, Before I could decide, depression came puffing up. A poor relation, its suitcase tied together with string. In the suitcase were bandages for the eyes and bottles of sleep. I slid all the way down the stairs feeling nothing. And all the time hope flashed on and off in defective neon. Hope was a signpost pointing straight in the air. Hope was my uncle's middle name. He died of it. After a year, I'm still climbing, though my feet slip on your stone face. The tree line has long since disappeared. Green is a color I've forgotten, but now I see what I am climbing towards. Acceptance written in capital letters. A special headline. Acceptance. Its name is in lights. I struggle on, waving and shouting. Below, my whole life spreads its surf. All the landscapes I've ever known or dreamed of. Below, a fish jumps, the pulse in your neck. Acceptance. I finally reach it, but something is wrong. Grief is a circular staircase. I have lost you. Page 585.
Will reap in joy.
page 586. Cantor, Belinda, and I will be reading this page responsively, and if you are so moved to join us, we invite you to, but do not feel that you have to. If life is a pilgrimage, death is an arrival, a celebration. The last word should be neither craving nor bitterness, but gratitude and peace.
We have been given so much. Why is the outcome of our lives, the sum of our achievements, so little?
Our embarrassment is like an abyss. Whatever we give away is so much less than what we receive.
Perhaps this is the meaning of dying, to give one's whole self away.
Death is the end of what we can do as God's partners in redemption. The life that follows must be earned while we are here.
It does not come out of nothing. It is an ingathering, the harvest of eternal moments achieved while on earth.
Unless we cultivate sensitivity to the glory while we are here, unless we learn how to experience a foretaste of heaven while on earth, what can there be in store for us in the life to come?
The seed of life eternal is planted within us here and now, but a seed is wasted when placed on stone into souls that die while the body is still alive.
How can I repay the eternal for all God's bountiful gifts to me? When life is an answer, death is a homecoming.
The deepest wisdom we can attain is to know that our destiny is to aid and to serve.
This is the meaning of death, the ultimate self-dedication to the divine. Death, so understood, will not be distorted by the craving for immortality, for this act of giving away is reciprocity on our part for God's gift of life.
For the pious person, it is a privilege to die.
Page 590. Remember me. Every weekend, your mother and I tour cemetery plots. Father said the way that most people visit model homes. We have different tastes. I like jutting hills overlooking traffic, whereas she prefers a bed of flowers. She desires a plot away from traffic noise. I let her have her way in death to avoid a life of hell. But when you light memorial candles for us, arrange hers in the center of a flowery tablecloth, but place mine on the windowsill. Don't say any prayers for me, just wet your finger and pass it through the flame. Remember me by the tricks I have taught you. Page 593. The 23rd Psalm. No other psalm, perhaps no other prayer, but the Kaddish itself is as inseparable from our experience of grief and mourning as the 23rd. One phrase, so simple and direct, yet emotionally profound, has made it so. Ki ata imadi, for you are with me. Or in the language of an earlier age, for thou art with me. To arrive at those words after passing through the valley of the shadow of death is to know, in the words of Rabbi Joshua Loth Liebman, that God contains and supports us as a mighty ocean contains and supports the infinitesimal drops of every wave. To arrive at those words is to feel at home in the cosmos, held and comforted, cared for and serene. The 23rd Psalm does not make promises that cannot be kept. The end of all evil, the eradication of suffering and pain, sunshine instead of shadows. It makes but one promise, only this: you are not alone.
The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He guideth me in straight paths for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou hast anointed my head with oil, My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forevermore. Forevermore.
A short story entitled The Most Beautiful Heart. A young man was proud of his healthy and beautiful heart. One day, standing in the middle of town, he proclaimed that he had the most beautiful heart in all the valley. A large crowd gathered to have a look at his heart. His heart was smooth and shiny and looked very healthy. Indeed, the man had the most beautiful heart in the valley, everyone agreed. The proud young man felt delighted and boasted his perfect heart, which everyone admired. Then suddenly a voice from the crowd said, "Your heart is not as beautiful as mine." The young man searched for the person behind the voice, and an older woman appeared in front of him. "Show us your heart if you believe you have a more beautiful heart than mine," said the young man. And the older woman carefully showed her heart. The crowd and the young man looked at the older woman's heart. The heart was beating strongly and healthily, but it was not smooth and shiny as the young man's heart. Instead, it had scars all over it. It had places where some pieces of the heart had been removed and other parts were put in. The other pieces didn't fit perfectly, with several uneven edges. In some places, there were deep gouges where some pieces were missing. The crowd laughed at the older woman's heart. How can she claim that she has the most beautiful heart when it is all scarred and uneven, they thought. The young man looked at the old woman's heart and laughed. "You must be kidding. Compare your heart and mine. My heart looks perfect and smooth, and yours is a mess of scars and tears." "Yes, your heart looks perfect, but I would never trade your heart with mine," said the old woman. "Every scar in my heart represents a person I have given my love to. I tear a piece of my heart and give it to them. Often, my loved one gives me back a piece of their heart, and it fits into the empty place in my heart. Since everyone loves each other differently, their piece of the heart may not fit perfectly in my heart, so you can see some of the rough edges. These scars and rough edges remind me of the love that we shared." She continued, "Sometimes I would give a piece of my heart, but the other person might not return a piece of their heart to me. These are the empty gouges. But although these gouges are painful, they remind me of my love for these people too. So do you now see what true beauty is?" asked the old woman. The young man and the crowd stood silently as tears began running down their cheeks. And then the young man walked to the older woman, reached into his perfect, young, and beautiful heart, ripped a piece out of it, and offered it to the woman with trembling hands. The older woman gratefully received his offering, placed it in her heart, and then took a piece from her old heart and placed it in the young man's heart. The young man now looked at his heart, and it did not look as shiny and smooth as it used to, but now it was more beautiful because he could feel the love from the older woman's heart flowing into him. And they embraced and walked away side by side. with all of the scars and the marks on our hearts, we turn to page 597 for the recitation of the names of those family members and friends the community of CBSRZ has lost from last Yom Kippur to this Yom Kippur. Our loved ones live on in our broken hearts, and at times that brings some measure of healing. Their acts of kindness and generosity are the inheritance they leave behind. We feel their absence, but the beauty of their lives abides among us. As it is said, the name of one who has died shall not disappear. Our loved ones' names and their memories will endure among us. And these are the names on our lips and in our hearts. And if a family member or friend's name is on this list, and if you're comfortable doing so, you're invited to rise when you hear their name read aloud, and then we will all rise to join you for the silent prayers and then for El Malei Rachamim. We are remembering Rhoda Meisner, Nancy Greenberg, Ned Rogen, Natalie Lindstrom, Norma Schatz, Tom Lonergan, Iris Bell, Charles Matz, Myra Zalesnik, Rose Madnick, Agnes Sinapen, Brunilda Bruni Munoz Levine, my father, Carrie Bellows, Karen Gambolati, Jerome Jerry Shar, Barbara Edelson, Judith Kaufman, Shep Schwartz, Celeste Adler, Jamie Temple, Cindy Rishal, Audrey Magida, Ann Cohan, Arthur Myers, James Jimmy Imbrogno, Madeline Jones, Gail Peck, Matthew Friend Byrne, Morton Morty Pear, Ann Talbot, David Talbot, and Lenny Barenbaum. Zichronam Livracha. Has anyone else lost someone in the last year and would like to share a name out loud? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. May all of their memories always be for a blessing. Together now we all rise. And we take a moment to remember all of our loved ones silently.
לרחמים שוכן במרומים המצא מנוחה נכונה תחת כנפי השכינה עם קדושים וטהרים כזוהר הקיע מסעירים לנשמות יקירנו שהלכו לעולמם בעל הרחמים יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים ויצרור בצרור החיים את נשמתם. אדוני הוא נחלתם וינוחו בשלום על משכבם ונאמר Amen.
Please join me in the translation. Merciful God, God Most High, let there be perfect rest for the souls of our loved ones who have gone into eternity. May they find shelter in your presence among the holy and pure, whose light shines like the radiance of heaven. Compassionate God, hold them close to you forever. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life eternal. May they find a home in you, and may they rest in peace. Together we say, Amen. Please remain standing, and we turn to 606 for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divarach hirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudisha brichu. La'ela u'la'ela mikol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran v'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru Amen.
Yitkadav ve'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach, Le'olam le'amei amaya. Yitkadav ve'yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach, Le'olam u'le'amei amaya. Shalom, 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 shalom.
With this beautiful word of hello and goodbye and peace on our lips, we now conclude our Yizkor memorial service. We're going to take a 5-minute break, really only 5 minutes, and then we will begin our Neilah concluding service.
She was cute because she texted me like a couple days ago asking if I said that for Yizkor.
All the way in the back. Okay. All right, friends, we are going to be starting our Neilah concluding service, which is on page 612 in your Machzorim. And just a couple of reminders about how this service works. In just a moment, Cantor, Belinda, and I will be opening the Ark, and it will remain open through the duration of Neilah. Thus, we will all be standing for the duration of Neilah. However, if at any point it's too hard to stand, please do not feel bad about sitting down. This is not meant to be a competition or a burden on anyone. If physically you're unable to stand, please sit down if it is too difficult to stand. Now also, while the Ark is open, we very warmly invite you to come up and have some private time in front of the Ark, some private prayer time, just between you and the divine, if you would like. If there's a couple of brave people who are going to start us off in a few moments, that would also be wonderful, but we can have people come on up and spend some time in front of the open Ark, as many or as few at a time as you'd like. Hopefully some of you brought your shofars for our big shofar calls at the end of our service. And otherwise, we'll be doing Havdalah at the very end, and we have our wonderful Break the Fast, which will conclude our service, hopefully as close to 6:30 as we can do. I do my best to get us close to 6:30. So we are on page 612. We're going to open the Ark. Please rise. And if anyone would like to begin coming on up, you are more than welcome to. The long day is over, and the gates are closing. Slowly day fades into dusk. Soon the earth will darken. Our bodies weak and weary, our inner strength undiminished. This day has been a gift, uncluttered time, free from hurry and routine, appointments or assignments, a time to face our sins and imperfections, our dreams and yearnings for the life we want to live, a time to leave the clamor of the world and attend to the voice within. Long ago, the temple gates were locked at dusk. So too, at this hour, the gates of Yom Kippur begin to close. Have we done all that needed to be done? Said everything that needed to be said? The gates of God's compassion never close, but soon enough, our lives close in on us. Now, in the silence of the soul, now before the holy day comes to an end, release the unshed tears, the deepest prayers locked in our hearts.
P'tach lanu shar b'neilat shar kifan hayom yifne hashemesh yavo ve'yifne yavo sharecha.
Page 618, in praise of God's hands. When I consider the heavens, the work of your hands, when I gaze at the sea of space and its endless array of stars, when I set out to understand this marvel and its maker, your greatness overwhelms me. Your majesty makes me tremble with awe. What are we that you have given us eyes to glimpse your truth? What am I that you have given me a mind to fathom hints of your purpose? We are witnesses to nature's repeated refrains, forests dancing with life, mountains rising like prayers, oceans bursting forth with hymns. In the midst of this beauty, you have placed within humanity two worlds, mortal flesh and immortal soul, finite matter and infinite spirit. You have taught us to live at peace with the earth and with all living beings, and to care for the works of your hands. But something deep within us darkens the soul. In nature, spring follows winter, but human behavior is far less certain. Called to a life of righteousness, we rebel, possessed by arrogance and unrestrained ambition. Again and again, we speak of the struggle between good and evil, love and hate, forgetting that the power to choose is the greatness and glory of our humanity. In our forgetfulness, life loses its beauty, and we hear a voice of judgment. Where are you? How you have fallen. In this hour of Neilah, as day fades into dusk, we hear another voice. It says, Ata noten yad lefoshim v'mincha v'shuta lekabel shavim. You hold out your hand to those who do wrong. Your right hand opens wide to receive those who return. The gates of your forgiveness are open wide.
Yitkada ve'yitkadash shemei Rabbah. Amen. Ve'amar divrach hirutei ve'amlik machutei ve'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayedecho beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru amen. Yehesh me Rabbah mevorah le'olam ulamei hamayah yitvarach ve'yishtabach ve'yitbahav v'yitramam ve'yitnaseh ve'yitadar ve'yitaleh ve'yitalal shemei tukudusha berichu Neilah Neilah min kol bichata v'shirata tush bichata v'nechemata da'amiran biyama ve'imru amen.
Here at the end of this Yom Kippur day and the end of the 10 days of repentance, there's a feeling of having been reborn and cleansed, of indeed almost having been resurrected. And thus, for the tefillah, which begins on page 622, we're going to be saying the word meitim when we get to the gevurot on page 626. Usually we say the word hakol, but we'll be chanting Meitim, God who brings life to the dead. And so I hope you'll join us with that word when we get to that part of the tefillah.
Adonai sifatai tifta ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, ve'Elohei avoteinu, ve'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, עליון גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. זכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, וחתמנו בספר החיים, למען אלוהים חיים, מלך עוזר מושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב להושיע, מורי רטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, סומר נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. מי כמוך, מי כמוך אל הרחמים, זוכר יצורה לחיים ברחמים, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים. שמענה סלקנה היום עבור כיפן היום, ונהלך נורא והיום קדוש.
Hear us this day. Forgive us, we pray, for the day begins to fade. Your holiness awakens deepest awe. Your praise shall be our song. Our sovereign God of pardon and forgiveness, let these words of sanctity ascend to you. Please join me. Open the gates of righteousness for us. Open the gates that we may enter and praise the eternal. Open the gates for us, for all Israel, and for people everywhere. The gates of acceptance and atonement, beauty and creativity, the gates of dignity, empathy, and faith, the gates of generosity and hope, insight and joy, the gates of knowledge and love, meaning and nobility, the gates of openness, patience, and the quest for peace, the gates of renewal, song, and tranquility, the gates of understanding and virtue, the gates of wisdom and wonder, exaltation, youth, and old age, the gates of Zion, reborn and rebuilt in our time. Open the gates, open them wide, show us the way to enter. Page 630. V'chotmeinu b'sefer hachayim, livracha v'likdusha, ki ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ush'arecha b'kdusha nikanes. Seal us for holiness and blessing in the book of life, for you are holy and your name is holy, and we yearn to enter your gates in holiness. For you hold out your hand to those who do wrong. Your right hand opens wide to receive those who return. Page 640.
Pitach lanu shar, b'yet Neilah shar, kifan hayom yifne, hashemesh yavo ve'yifne, navoa she'arecha.
Open a gate for us when the gates are being closed, for the day is about to fade. The day shall end, the sun shall set. Let us enter your gates. Holy One, we pray, please be patient. Please pardon and forgive. Please show compassion. Please lead us to atonement. And help us, please help us to conquer injustice and triumph over sin. Page 643. Let's read together, Open for us a gate. One after another, things are happening to me, which at another time would light up in me all the lamplights of joy. And I would walk then lovely, careful, lest they be extinguished, carrying back and forth humble thanksgiving. But in this setting, they are summer's flashes, sparks, and when they vanish, the clouds are even darker, and in the stifling air, there is no expectation of rain. Heaven stands sealed, open for us a gate. Page 649. For those who struggle with prayer. May the prayers of those who struggle with prayer reach your presence. May the people who say, "Hear, O Israel," come to know you as the one who hears. Great giver, Israel's eternal hope, you are rich in forgiveness. Though you dwell on high, your compassion is present here and now. Shelter us in the shade of your presence. When you look into our hearts, be kind. Set us on the right path. Come to us, our God. Please be my strength. Hear the ache in our voices, the pain in our plea. Most high and hidden, we yearn to hear, "I have forgiven." A broken people hungers for your care and protection. Answer us with righteousness. Inspire us with awe. Adonai, be our help. Give us strength.
Ki anu amecha v'ata Eloheinu, anu vanecha v'ata avinu, anu avdecha v'ata Adonenu, anu kihalecha v'ata chelkeinu, anu nachalatecha v'ata goraleinu, anu Tzonecha v'ata roheinu, anu charmecha v'ata notreinu, anu v'yulatecha v'ata yotreinu, anu rayatecha v'ata dodenu, anu segulatecha v'ata keroveinu, anu amecha v'ata malkeinu, anu mamirecha v'ata mamirenu.
Page 652. We are insolent, but you are compassionate and gracious. We are stubborn and stiff-necked, but you are slow to anger. We persist in doing wrong, but you are the essence of mercy. Our days are a shadow passing by, but you are existence itself. Your years are never ending.
Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, tavo lefanecha tefilatenu, מתעלם מתחינתנו שאין אנחנו הזפנים קשי עורף לומר לפניך אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו צדיקים אנחנו ולא חטאנו אבל אנחנו חטאנו אבינו פשענו.
Once more, before the gates close, we place our hands over our hearts and we confess to this list of sins in alphabetical order.
Last time. Ay, 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 Ashamnu,
Ashamanu,
Bagadnu,
Bagadanu,
Gazalnu,
Gazalnu,
Dibanu Dofi,
Dibarnu Dofi,
Hevinu,
Hevinu,
Vehir Shanu,
Vehir Shanu,
Zadnu,
Zadnu,
Masnu,
Hamasnu,
Alfanu Sheker,
Tafalnu Sheker,
ay, 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 Yatsnura,
Yatsnura,
Kizavnu,
Kizavanu,
Latsnu,
Latsnu,
Maratnu,
Paranu,
Niatsnu,
Niatsnu,
Saranu,
Sararnu,
Avinu,
Avinu,
Hashanu,
Pashanu,
Sararnu,
Sararnu,
Kishinu Oref,
Kishidu Ore,
ay, 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 Rashanu,
Rashanu,
Shichatnu,
Shichatnu,
Tiavnu,
Tiavnu,
Tainu,
Tainu,
Titanu,
Titanu,
ay, 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 ay.
Please join me in the English translation. Of these wrongs we are guilty. We betray, we steal, we scorn, we act perversely. We are cruel, we scheme, we are violent, we slander. We devise evil, we lie, we ridicule, we disobey. We abuse, we defy, we corrupt, we commit crimes. We are hostile, we are stubborn, we are immoral, we kill. We spoil, we go astray, we lead others astray. What can we say to you whose existence is beyond time and space? What words of ours can reach your realm beyond the clouds, beyond heaven itself? Every hidden mystery, every revelation, surely you know them all. Page 659 in the middle. Let's read together this Hakarat HaTov, recognizing the good in alphabetical order. We have aspired to reach higher. We have befriended those in need. We have created works of beauty. We have delighted in holy books. We have embraced our dear ones and held them close. We have fought for justice. We have given of ourselves. We have honored your mitzvot. We have immersed ourselves in prayer. We have joined hands to build community. We have kept our word with integrity. We have loved faithfully and well. We have moved toward the light. We have nourished and supported. We have opened ourselves to hope. We have pursued the good. We have quieted our anger. We have remembered those who came before. We have sought meaning in Torah. We have trusted and been trustworthy. We have uttered words of beauty. We have vigorously struggled to do right. We have wept over our shortcomings. We have exchanged blame for compassion. We have yearned to make life better. We have zestfully rejoiced. Page 662. Together in the English. Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, welcome our prayer with love, accept and embrace it. Avinu Malkeinu, act for the sake of your boundless compassion. Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name. Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of sustenance and livelihood. Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of worthiness and merit. Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of forgiveness and pardon. And on the next page, Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of lives well lived. Avinu Malkeinu, seal us in the book of redemption and renewal. Avinu Malkeinu, let our hands overflow with your blessings. Avinu Malkeinu, let the gates of heaven be open to our prayer. Avinu Malkeinu, renew us for a year of goodness. Avinu Malkeinu, we have no sovereign but you. Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, answer us with grace when our deeds are wanting. Save us through acts of justice and love.
Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu V'Haneinu, Ki ein banu masim, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, Aseh imanu, Tzedakah v'chesed, V'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu, Chaneinu V'Haneinu, Ki ein banu masim.
On page 668, we have Kaddish Shalem, the full and complete Kaddish. There are many Kaddishes in our tradition. This is one of them. This is the full Kaddish. I invite you all to say it with me. You will notice that there is an addition of one paragraph, excuse me, that is about 2/3 of the way down. It starts with the word Tit Kabal. Otherwise, it is all familiar, and so you are welcome to recite it with me. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah. V'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei d'kudusha b'richu. Le'ela ule'ela mikol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Titkabal zoltahon uva'utahon dechol Yisrael kodem avuhon di vishmaya v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mramav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru amen. Page 670. We stand as one before the gates of a new year, renewed by this day of atonement, made stronger by all who are with us, and by those whose presence we feel within. As the long day fades into dusk, we join our voices in words of hope and dedication. Pitchu lanu sha'arei tzedek, navovam nodeya. Open for us the gates of righteousness, that we may enter and praise the eternal source of life.
Open for us the gates of sacred community, that we may enter and feel its healing power. Open for us the gates of truth and integrity, that we may enter and grow in faithfulness. Open for us the gates of devotion and principle, that we may enter and find enduring values and meaning. Open for us the gates of repentance and return, that we may enter and offer our best. Open for us the gates of forgiveness, that we may enter and offer our humanity. Open for us the gates of kindness and compassion, that we may enter and offer our love.
Now in 671, we prepare for the sounding of the shofar. I'd like to invite up Leah Stillman and Jennifer Sidney and my husband Seth Lindenman, and who else has a shofar? Anyone else with a shofar is invited to come on up to the bima as well. Yeah, Meg, please. Good, because we still have that one. Everybody has one? Okay, we're good. All right, we've got a little while though. But now you're all here. Yay. We're going to read responsively on 671. As Shabbat Shabbaton, the Sabbath of Sabbaths end, we say from the heart, living source, you are ours, we are yours. From beyond space and time, you hold out your hand to receive us.
Living source, you are ours, we are yours.
You are the sovereign of remembrance, the voice of holiness. Your presence lights the way.
Living source, you are ours, we are yours.
Shema Yisrael, hear the shofar, witness to history, thunder to our souls.
Living source, you are ours, we are yours.
Happy are those who love the sound of the shofar, its mystic chords of memory.
Living source, you are ours, we are yours. Hear the shofar, hear its cry of freedom, its call of courage. Cherish its promise of hope.
And any kids that are here are invited to come on up towards the front, because it's really cool to be up towards the front. You guys can come on up. You don't have to be over there. You can come closer. Okay. You have better seeing
the best
over
view.
there.
Okay, we get it.
That's
okay.
fine.
Good.
So just to remind you how this part goes on 672 and 673, we say Shema once, and then we say the translation, right? We read the translation right after, the English. And then we sing Baruch Shem Kavod 3 times, and then we say the English 3 times, and then we say Adonai Hu Elohim 7 times, and we say the translation 7 times. And then Cantor Belinda is going to do the shofar calls with a big Tekiah Gedolah at the end. Is everybody ready? Okay.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Listen, Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one.
Baruch Shem Kivod Machuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Machuto Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kivod Machuto Leolam Va'ed.
Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Adonai hu Elohim. 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 Adonai hu Elohim.
Adonai is God. 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 Ready, everybody?
So far, so. Tekiah. Shvarim. Teruah. Tekiah Gedolah. Lishana Haba'a, Lishana Haba'a, Lishana Haba'a, Be'Yerushalayim. Lishana Haba'a, Lishana Haba'a, Lishana Haba'a, Be'Yerushalayim.
Let's dim the lights. We're going to come on over here for Havdalah. I'll bet we have some rumbling tummies here. So we are going to get ready. You're going to... Okay, you can. Thank you, Nora.
Oh, that sounded very interesting. Okay.
El Nora Alila. We have the three main symbols of Havdalah. We're distinguishing the incredibly holy day of Yom Kippur from now the regular day of Monday night. We have our symbols. The wine cup, our Kiddush cup. We have our spices, our bisamim, and we have our braided candle. You can find the blessings on which page?
674.
674. Come on over, sweetie. Please join with us.
Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 ya la la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei beri hagafen borei beri hagafen ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei bisamim borei minei bisamim ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la ya Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la la Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam המבדיל בין קודש לחול, המבדיל בין קודש לחול. יא אליי לה 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 אליי, יא אליי לה 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 אליי, יא לה 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 אליי, יא אליי, יא לה לה אליי, יא לה לה אליי, לה 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 אליי, יא אליי לה 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 אליי. Ya la 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 ya la ya la 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 ya la la Hamavdi ben kodesh lechol Chatoteinu imchol Zareinu ushlamenu yabek hachol Vechak kochavim balayla Shana tova, Shana tova Shana tova, Shana tova, Shana tova, Shana tova, Shana tova, Shana tova. A good year, a year of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. A good year, a year of peace, may gladness reign and joy increase. Eliyahu Hanavi, Eliyahu Hatishbi, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Hagiladi, Bimhega Yamenu, Yavo Eleinu, Imashiach ben David, Imashiach ben David.
And now on that side of the room, over by Kevin Fox, we have Kiddush and Motzi. So Laura, would you like to just hold them up and we'll say the blessing? Okay, so let's say the Kiddush blessing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen l'chaim. And over the motzi, if you can do voila for us, please. You can do voila, it's okay, you can take it off. Okay, achat, shtayim, shalosh, arba, chamesh. Voila! Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tei avon, Shana Tova, enjoy. Me too. Check these up. Check all these.